Have you ever wondered what happens behind the scenes of our school? Or maybe who the brains are behind all of our fun school activities? Well, that would be our amazing student council. Some of the events StuCo organizes are school dances, they organize pep rallies, create theme days, and decorate our halls for the first day of school. These are just a few of the things that our StuCo team does for us. Here's a fellow StuCo member, Evan Jones, with some more information on the club.
I started doing student council in 8th grade, so in middle school, and then I continued to do it in high school. I just really like planning events. I like helping do all this stuff and like kind of having like the background information on things and like knowing things before other people know things and then being able to like put it out there. I also just really like helping students and like, you know, doing the dances and planning the events and the themes and stuff. My favorite event that StuCo hosts is probably courtrooming. I just like, you know, having the game the night before and having like the ceremony and everything, and then it's fun to like see everyone like dressed up. And StuCo does a lot of work like planning DJs and like trying to fix the music. Like if anyone has any complaints about homecoming, we try to fix that with courtrooming, which is something we're going to be doing a lot this year. And we're going to be doing a lot of decorations. This year courtrooming is actually going to be held in the lower elementary gym.
StuCo is a great way for you to be involved and make strong connections.
I think student council helps me prepare for my future. It just gives me like a lot of time management skills. It gives me skills on like how to help people, how to make things better. Like I feel like I'm becoming like a better person and I'm listening to people more, taking advice from people. I like being able to like, when someone tells me they didn't like something about a certain event or they wish we did this differently, I like being like, okay, so then I have to go and I have to tell the people at student council that other people thought this, and then kind of just like communication skills, it definitely helps out a lot.
Mr. Van Cleve is a sponsor of StuCo and he has been for the past few years. Let's take a look at what he thinks of the StuCo team.
So what made me decide to be a sponsor? Well, I was asked for one thing. We needed a new student council sponsor a few years ago, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity to get to know kids in a little different way than sometimes I see them in a math classroom. I think my favorite thing about sponsoring student council would be just hanging out with kids outside of class and, you know, getting to do all kinds of fun things like design dances, come up with our themes for Spirit Weeks and all that stuff. It's just a lot of fun.
They play such a huge role in our high school.
So I think some positives that students can get from being in student council are some leadership skills. You kind of sometimes just get thrown into a task and you really don't know exactly what's expected of you, so you just got to kind of figure it out. So I think there's a lot of good problem solving and leadership skills that the kids can gain from being a part of it.
In middle school, kids are given the opportunity to join middle school student council and get a feel for what it is. Going into high school, if you're interested in continuing or joining the program, you can. Everyone is welcome. Finally, let's talk to our StuCo member and class president, Chris Hunter.
A kid should expect student council members to be leaders and being helpful with stuff around the school. So if you ever have questions, feel free to ask them.
Lastly, a big thank you goes out to our StuCo program and the kids and leaders involved in it.
This is a day in the life of me, Miss Dunning. First, I get up every morning at 4:30, not by choice, but I am woken up aggressively by my house cat, by him slapping me in the face at 4:30 in the morning. And then after that, I scroll the TikToks for like 15 minutes and get my fill of that. And then I exercise for about 30 minutes. And then it's time for me to get ready for school. And I come here and I teach my little heart out all day long. And then I pick up my kids and then I take them to practice or a game. And then I binge watch Netflix until about 11:30 or 12. And then I do it all again. During school, I shape young minds into becoming amazing chemists and biologists all day long. After school, it depends on the night, but usually you can find me at some kind of sports event with my kids, coaching usually. My favorite part of the day is probably lunch, so I can hang out with my cool coworkers. Hobbies outside of school are my girls' basketball and volleyball and cheer and dance. If I am somewhere, I am at practice of some sort for them all the time. Sad. I'm a sad sponsor. SAD stands for Students Against Destructive Decisions. As SAD sponsor, I get to help out my officers in planning the monthly meetings and then events after football games and basketball games and things like that. I have some fun facts about me. Number 1, I am a certified storm spotter with the National Weather Service. Number 2, I'm a licensed falconist. Number 3, I am an accomplished hip hop dancer and karate student. Number 4, I'm a trained zookeeper and former alligator wrestler.
Overall, this season is not finished. Football still has plenty of time and games to perfect what they do best and fix up what they need to get fixed to make sure that they are at the top of their game. Football's overall goal has been to get back into that district championship and get another shot at winning it all. This season, they have accomplished and worked just as hard, if not harder, as anyone else. Let's take a look further into our football team and their individual successes and team success.
All right, last year's seniors were a special group just because of their size, if nothing else. They had 23 seniors that were playing football. Most of them have been 6-year football players here at Fairgrove. The legacy they left was a legacy of leadership. Most of those guys were really active in lots of other things here at Fairgrove. With this group of seniors, it's special for me because not very often do you get to see a group of guys have to become leaders and standout football players so fast. These guys, a lot of times you have an opportunity to watch this develop, but these guys have embraced this challenge. If they don't have a lot of time to make the impact that they want, and they are making the most of every opportunity they get, watch these guys become leaders right in front of your eyes is really special and something you don't always get as a coach or a coaching staff.
What does coming back from last year mean to you?
It means a lot. We graduated a lot, so I was the only one that returned on the offensive side. So, it means a lot to be next to new guys and, just kind of embrace the fact that I get to play with some more friends of mine.
So just knowing that I have a spot, waiting for me this year, and it's my senior year last year, and just want to make it the best year.
What growth have you seen in yourself from last year into this year?
The growth that I've seen in myself is, just being more of a leader, voicing my opinions about what I think we should do and what we could do to help the team get better, and, telling our younger guys what they can do to get better, like the older guys did for me.
Growth, I've definitely gotten bigger, and my technique has gotten better. Probably a little slower this year, but that's all right.
What was your favorite game from last year coming back as a starter?
Favorite game from last year probably had to be the Skyline game because, it was just a hard-fought game. It came down to the very end, and everybody scored, and our defense, they held them down, so it was a good game.
Definitely my favorite game last year as a starter was playing against Stratford. That was the first, I didn't start that game, but I went in the first quarter. And that was really good just to, show everyone how good of a football player I am, and they only scored once when I was in.
Talk about what it means to have your name up on the record board in the weight room.
That's a big deal. There's a lot of Fairgrove greats up there. Obviously, Cody Stacy, Caleb Schafitzel, the great Mike Counterman. Come on, that's quite the group to be in. Hayden just broke a record of most tackles in a game, and that's a big deal. Because for me defensively, you got to be a dog. You got to be a dog to play defense. And I got a couple. I got Hayden and Ollie, and you got to keep them dogs on chains until I can take the chains off on Friday nights. So it's a big deal for let them get up on their record board. It means a lot for them. It means a lot for us. So it was good.
Talk about what record you broke and what it is now.
So I broke the single game tackle record. It used to be held by Caden Barnes with 22 tackles, and now it's held by me with 23 tackles.
Were you expecting this to happen coming into this football season?
I wasn't expecting it to happen, but I kind of wanted it to happen. Talked about it with some friends, thinking that it might happen, but not really.
When did you realize you broke the record?
I knew I was getting close during the game, but Buff called me on Sunday, and then he told me that I broke it.
Talk about what it means to you to have your name up on the board.
It's pretty cool. There's a lot of very good football players from Fairgrove up on that board, so it's cool to be a part of that.
This year, cross country has traveled all over and is competing in meets and stepping up to the competition. Now on to the expectations and the standard of cross country here at Fairgrove.
When you think of cross country and the team that went the furthest, what did that team have that made them great, and who was the standout guy?
I had some good individual runners several years ago. Zach Smith was the best. He was actually an all-state runner. They all worked really hard.
What does this team have characteristic-wise that can make them great?
They all work hard too. They're bought in. They try hard. They really enjoy running, and they're talented too. They're fast guys.
Thank you. Why did you start running cross country?
I started running cross country because I wanted to be a 3-sport athlete, and then I ended up being pretty good at it, and now I actually like it a lot.
What's your experience running, and what's it like running with your brother?
I've been running since 7th grade now, basically running with a lot of the same people, and it's been good to run with my brother this year, his senior year, just getting to spend more time with him and running together every day.
What is your favorite meet, and why is it your favorite meet?
My favorite meet is Buffalo, and that was this year, and that's because I broke 17 or 18, and I set a 50-second PR, and a lot of the other people on the team also PR'd. So,
can't wait to see what both teams have in store for this year. Good luck, competitors, and have the best year.
The volleyball team is starting their season strong and is expecting on keeping that energy for the rest of the season.
We are having a wonderful season this year, and I really contribute that to the fact that our team is more than just a team. They're best friends on the court, off the court, and it shows when they're playing together. So they play very well together, and they also love the fact that they're competing for our school. So they love that they're wearing a Fairgrove jersey, and so they get out there, they compete for our school, they compete for you guys, and they compete for each other. So and that's probably one of the biggest reasons why we're being so successful.
The volleyball team is having a great season this year, with the record being 24-1-4, with their last win being over Sparta.
So we are nearing the end of our season, and our expectations are extremely high. So we set expectations back in the summer. We wanted to be a conference champion, and we wanted to go far in postseason. And so I believe that this group has the chance to do that, and so that is what we plan to do.
The next volleyball game is October 13th at Conway. The soccer team is starting this year with a lot of new faces, having lost several seniors last season.
I'm Elijah Merla, and I'm the only Fairgrove soccer senior this year. Being the only senior, it's been pretty interesting because there's no one else to challenge my authority, and I have a lot of authority over my teammates, and I can give them a lot of criticism, and they'll take it from me because I'm the only senior and I have the most experience playing.
The next soccer game will be a tournament at Stover October 14th and 15th.
Our season is going as expected. With such a young team, we have 6 freshmen this year, and 4 of them are starting. So we're just trying to develop their talents and get all of their freshman mistakes out now and try to develop them into better players in the next seasons to come.
Good job to both teams, and good luck on the remainder of their seasons. Go Eagles!
FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America. It helps prepare high school students for careers in business through academic competitions, leadership development, and educational programs. Coach Lepanzik and Miss Overstreet are the 2 teachers in charge of running this club.
The biggest thing that I want my FBLA and DECA members to get out of the club would just be to be involved in something that's bigger than themselves. Our organization does a lot for students themselves, but it also gives back to teachers, to other students, to the community, just through different nonprofit events that we put on. And then also it benefits the students because if they compete or they help organize a lot of those events, it gives them a lot of skill sets that are going to help them in their future. I think FBLA is a really important club to join. Honestly, because it takes what you talk about in the classroom and it gives students the opportunity to actually apply it in a real world if students buy in. If they just come to meetings and go through the motions, but the students that actually participate, those are the ones that when employers are looking for applicants and employees, those are the ones that are going to be able to communicate and answer questions and fill out applications and plan events and do all the things that a lot of students and employees, they say, are lacking this generation.
Throughout the year, FBLA helps with several events. So far this year, Powder Puff was a big success. They set up and put together this awesome event to help raise money for the Care to Learn Foundation. They raised $500 to go towards them. Helping lead this club is President Lauren Tomlinson and Vice President Braden Booth, along with 9 other officers.
I lead our club and option meetings. I also oversee that all events are planned and run smoothly. Our club goals this year are to maintain at least 50% membership, take 3 people to nationals, and also to better educate students about FBLA and DECA.
So one of my proudest accomplishments in FBLA so far is getting to go to nationals last year in July. It was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of new people, and some of the things I saw there really helped me grow in the club. I got to see a lot of different people with diverse backgrounds, some different events that I could do next year, and just some ways other chapters ran that could help us as we go into this year with Fairgrove. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to this year is I'm really hoping we can take a few more people to competitions, and when we do that, I'm hoping we can get more people to advance onto the state level and onto the national level. I want more people to have that experience because I know how important that was to me, and so I hope we can get more people both competing and involved and going on to those higher levels so that they can have that experience and they can grow with that too.
Be sure to participate in upcoming events at FBLA such as Man Puff and other competitions. You can also volunteer in our local blood drives. Remember, if you want to participate in the end-of-year incentive trip, you must compete in 3 FBLA events. If you need information on those events, please contact Mrs. Overstreet or Mr. Sapanzik for all the details.
I'm Miss Trilby. I'm new to the office this year. Something you might not know about me is I love to make bread. Being in the office this year is much different than subbing, which is what I did before, but I love it. Don't tell, but I love it more than subbing. So glad to be here.
My name is Damon Seeger. No, cut. My name is Mr. Seeger. I'm the assistant principal and athletic director here at Fairgrove High School. This is my second year as an athletic director and first year as assistant principal. I'm enjoying my time here at Fairgrove High School and look forward to meeting and being a part of this community.
The office has been really good this year, and I'm so excited for Trilby to be working with us and Mr. Seeger. They have adjusted really well, and things are going really smooth.
Big shout out to everybody in the office. Thank you, and we appreciate everything that you do.